Let me recognize both our sponsors of this panel and our two wonderful audience.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this very important panel discussion where you will get the opportunity to hear from two candidates running for state superintendent of instruction for the state of California. This year it is of particular importance. This will be only the 5th time in the last 50 years that an incumbent superintendent will not be on the ballot. It will, therefore, be wide open in the race, and of course it will occur as California faces unprecedented budget challenges. Consequently, we thought it would be important to invite all the candidates for the Office of Superintendent of Public Education to join us at this conference for this discussion. Of the candidates, Senator Gloria Romero and Assembly Member Tom Lorkinson. Senator regrets were unable to schedule us. Other candidates did not respond, but we are very happy to have two of the more interesting candidates with us today. And Larry does. Diane Lenning is also an experienced educator, having taught high school English and history in Los Angeles and Orange County schools. She is the former chair of the National Republican Educators Caucus, which focuses on improving educational opportunities for students across America. She has also been a counselor with the California Youth Authority. I might add that she received her BA, MA, and credentials from CSUS. She is the author of a book called Call Up the American Dream. I would also add that Larry and Diane are products of the California State University system. Larry, having earned his degree at San Diego State, and Diane at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, and Cal State Long Beach. Our format.
I'm Diane Lenning, and it's so nice to be here with you and with a fellow colleague who has the courage to show up at an educational forum today.
Thank you.
It is interesting that there are only two that showed up. I think perhaps you have the top two candidates here. I am a fifth-generation Californian. My ancestors came from Europe around the Horn of South America through San Francisco up to Nevada City area in 1851 during the gold rush. But I am also a third-generation Orange County family. I've been an educator for over 30 years, as well as working in the Youth Authority. I've also taught in LA County and Orange County. In the Youth Authority, I taught with young men ages 14 to 25 who were incarcerated. So many of them were gang members. So there are no surprises for me. I know exactly what to do to fix our schools. As the former chair of the Republican Educators Caucus, one of the things I have been very influential on nationally and now state and locally is to reduce the dropout rate. That is a common ground issue that we in education have come together on. In California, we have a 50% dropout rate, and in LA County, it's a 60% dropout rate. And that is a crisis. And it is a civil rights issue of our generation. Every young person in California deserves an education. That's what I'm here about. I think that's the #1 issue, that if we solve and correct that, we will solve the issues for our young people, provide them for an education that they will be able to get a job or pursue college. Vocational educational courses will help with that for those who are not interested and for whatever other reason drop out, and some just don't want to go to college, they want a job right after high school. So I think we need to revisit the vocational aspect of it. Also, those students who have dropped out cost our state $1.1 billion in crime-related expenses. And so rather than have these dropouts on the street, let's have them in school and get a good education. That's very important. And secondly, safe schools are an important, relevant piece of the picture here. Because I taught, as well as Larry did, in a minority school district the last 15 years of my career. Most of my students were Hispanic and Asian. 90% of them were. And I spoke Spanish with the parents more than I did my students. They had learned English. But what I found was that violence and gang activity affected our students at school as well. And we need to make sure that we provide a safe environment. I have met a friend named Jean-Pierre Peters who has a strategy called Peters Procedures. If you look it up online, you will see the before and after she has given professional development for those teachers who work with undisciplined students who have become successful within 2 weeks. You will see the before and after difference in a video. So look that up. PetersProcedures.com. We will incorporate that when we're elected because teachers need support. They need empowering abilities to be successful. Discipline was the #1 issue I worked with as a teacher. And when I had good classroom etiquette, then we were able to, as a teacher at Garfield Unified, to be the national award-winning school district with the most improved student scores in the nation. That's what we're looking for. Motivational courses with rigorous learning environments where our students can succeed and close that achievement gap. And then lastly, we need to bring mismanaged districts into compliance. There are some overly large districts in the state, and I know which ones those are, that really need our support. Some of them could be, and really should be, to function more at a local level with good collaboration with the community, be broken up into mid-sized districts of, say, 10 to 15 high schools in each district. And that would help provide closer collaboration between the students, the school, and the community, and provide more input of parents and more accountability of students in a rigorous learning environment where they can be successful. So with that, I hope you will look me up on my websites. I have two, and I have information palm cards out on the table. I hope you'll pick those up, and look, I have many videos. You can watch me speaking about various issues. So look those up on my website, and I'm sure we'll have other opportunities to answer questions. I'll stop with that.
All right, thank you for your involvement. All right, here's where the rubber meets the road. You will each have 3 minutes to address the same question. I will start with the first one, and then I'll be seated. Dr. Reese will give you a 1-minute heads up, and then we will move forward. So, question number 1. In a state as large and complex as California, education financing can become as complicated as rocket science. What can California do to improve its funding?
Most in need of excellent instruction and long-term commitment. Ms. Lenning.
Well, I hear a couple of issues in that, and I'll just say one first and then go to the meat of the issue. But I have often wondered and discussed with fellow colleagues the idea of a statewide ability to transfer from one district to another. There are many districts, if you teach for 10 years or over 10 years, then when you transfer, you only get a certain amount of your seniority. And wouldn't it be great if we could transfer all of our seniority? Then we could go work in an area for a while and do the hard work in the trenches, because that's what it is, hard work in the trenches. And then maybe go, when you get a little older, and you help there, and then go back to another area closer to where your ideals are. I think that's a good idea. And also, I am in favor of